69, And that was the entire reason I showed the file select. I'll see you partway through level 4-4. So, back in this level, our first shard comes in here with a Kingsson Dededoo. This one I just missed because every rock thing that was like... Basically, none of the other ones were breakable in 2 sections, and that one was, so I never thought to check it before. Immediately runs into another one that's breakable. No, see? I knew I was not making shit up. So, that one I could have figured out on my own, and I did, because I played this level off screen, and found that one, and then realized that the next one was that weird room with, like, the dancing enemy and all that crudgewel. So, what I could have done was do a lot of just experimentation to figure out what would work and eventually find the solution, but I didn't want to do that, so I just looked it up. And even though the solution to every use a specific ability puzzle up to this point has been, like, use the colors of the thing that you're breaking, this one is just use something with ice. I found a solution on the Kirby wiki that said specifically it needed to be ice plus needle, which I'm like, how the fuck would you know that? And then I looked at a couple walkthroughs, and both of them said to use just ice plus ice. So I'm going to assume that this one works. If it doesn't, then I'm going to be fairly upset. But I think it's just anything with ice in it, which, I mean, I guess you're in a volcano, it's like you're using the opposite element to break the thing, sure. I'd be fine with that if it wasn't not how every other solution in this game worked, because this is the first time they've done that, to my knowledge. But I will keep that in mind in the future in case a similar thing comes up. So, there we go. And I believe I can leave. So everything up to this point should be complete. And we are now going to be taking a yonder look at yonder Shiver Star. And that's the end of the video. Okay, I'll see you next time. I don't know what that was. I like Icy Hoodoo. So I mentioned in the Katamari video that I had a potential tangent to go on this time, and I do. It won't be very interesting, probably, but I'll try. And it gets into personal stuff, yeah. Except it's not really, like, it is, but not by much. So, as you may be aware, because my personal life is just public knowledge for some reason, because I don't know how to not share things. Despite breaking up several years ago, I am still technically married to Martin, and we were going to finally rectify that. And the way that this came about was... I should probably actually get a different ability just for variety's sake. Do you do anything? I don't think you do anything, but I want to see if you have, like, a weird secondary ability. Can I, like... No? Okay. Let me see what ice plus ice is, because regular ice is... yeah. Anyway, so let's start from the beginning here. So, this goes back... Really, this goes back years ago, but for the sake of storytelling... Let's say this just kind of basically goes back to, okay, Snowball. Let's say this goes back to maybe about October of last year. It doesn't really matter, but, point is, my family has been wanting me to come visit them back in Illinois for quite a while, and I've been hesitant to do this for a few reasons. The main one being that it's going to be depressing as fuck, and I don't really want to elaborate on that too much, Basically just family drama. It's not something I'm massively looking forward to. Like, I'm interested in kind of seeing everybody, but I don't necessarily want to be up there for a week, but I'm gonna have to be. And if you allow me to get very depressing for a moment, my grandma's health has been deteriorating pretty badly as of late. By as of late, I mean like over the last 5 years, basically. And yeah, I don't think I need to say any further words on that. And it's... Are there any fucking shards in this level? Like, toboggan! This is gonna suck. Especially since I'm gonna probably be trying to talk over it. So, yeah, I should probably go see them at some point. And they've been trying to get me to come visit for forever. And I just kind of haven't had... Okay, there was probably a shard in there. I figured jumping over it was the 420-69 IQ move there, but apparently not. Can I I'm trying to do the opposite of what the level wants. Okay, so we got one. Sorry, I'll continue the story after this section. Okay. Hopefully that was actually the first shard. Would not be surprised if it isn't, though. So yeah, I've not really had that much of an opportunity to go visit because I don't really have that much money to pay for a flight or whatever, and just... I don't know, I basically just haven't really wanted to hard enough, but they've been constantly wanting me to do it. And, oh, I need a fire ability for this, don't I? God damn it. Well, I guess we're replaying this level again anyway. And so, sometime last year, again, I'm gonna say probably around October, my mom says, we can pay for the plane tickets if you can come visit. And so that basically got rid of any reason for me to say no, and I'm like, yeah, we should probably kind of do this, so we'll figure out a time. And it was gonna, and she's like, oh, can you come during Thanksgiving? I'm like, no, because they don't let us take off work during holidays. Can you come during Christmas? I'm like, that would also count as a holiday. No. Like, even if you give advance notice, they don't let you leave. I just can't. So it would have to be, like, January at the earliest, probably. And then it kind of got closer to that time, and it's like, hey, we should figure out when you're going to take those days off. And so I said, I don't want to take the days off work yet, because I don't know when the tickets, like, when the flight's going to be. And if I tell you, like, okay, I took off this particular week, and then it turns out that you were not able to get tickets for that week, then where would that leave me? So it would make more sense for you to get the tickets first, and then I'll request those days off. And my mom was, like, adamantly against this for some reason. Basically like, oh, but what if I get the tickets and then you can't get those days off? I'm like, I'll get them off, it's fine. Like, as long as there's enough time beforehand to, like, give them warning. And if they say I can't go, then fuck it. Like, I have a good enough excuse. And so this kind of just went back and forth for a few months until finally, a couple weeks ago, we finally make the, finally just buckle down and do it, and so I'm gonna be leaving, I think it was April 7th. So I basically had, like, a month and a half of advance notice to my manager, and she's like, fine, and I'm like, there we go, that wasn't that hard. But, so far all of this has been unrelated to the main story, but I wanted to, mention that part of it. And, so, basically, after this happened, like, she's starting to fill out to get the tickets, and she's like, what's your legal last name right now? Because I got my last name changed when I was married, and she just wanted to see if it was still the same. And I'm like, yeah, it's still the same. And then on a whim, I said, hold on a second, though. Let me make sure that there's no, like, random plans for me to get divorced coming up soon. And, Martin was in... You know, at this point, I probably should have just left the level and got a fire ability and come back, but oh well. But yeah, Martin was down in Georgia visiting family at the time, and so I send a text message. I'm like, there aren't any random plans to get divorced between now and April, right? And he's like, oh no, there actually are. We're gonna do it, like, next week. I'm like, what the fuck? So, this comes out of nowhere, and, so now it's like... I never fully decided if I was changing my name back after getting divorced, but I kind of figured I would. And, like, you apparently have the option of, like, you can go back to your old last name, or you can just make up a new one. And so, like, I've been debating if I want to do that. I don't know what I would make it if I did, but... Anyway, it was basically decided at this point, because you have the, like, flight planned now, and you have to have that in, like, your legal name, and you can't change it between now and then. Now I need to wait to have that done until after the trip, basically. And so, like... So yeah, we're gonna have to replay that level. I'll do that. I'll come back to that one. Let's just continue for right now. Because I don't want to completely ruin my train of thought. I've already ruined my train of thought. What was I talking about? But no, so I'm trying to figure out what's going into this process, and so he's like, I'm gonna be back in Texas in like a couple days, and then we're gonna try and get this done, like, whatever day it was. It was like a Monday or something, and it's like, I need you to print out these forms, and then we can bring them down to, like, we have to go to Dallas and turn this shit in, and I'm like, okay, fine. And now I'm finding out all this stuff about, like, oh, by the way, it, like, is required that you fill this out in blue ink. It can't be black ink or they won't accept it. And then there was, like, a form that had stuff already printed out on it. And it's like, oh, well, the names weren't spelled in all caps, so it's void. We have to redo this. And there was a whole lot of really stupid, like, leave the puce style bureaucracy involved. But I get some stuff printed out, and then I find out, like, basically what happened was, I'm looking at random witch in the background. I'm not sure why that's there. Also, I want the bomb ability. But yeah, it's like, we're planning to go on a certain day. Fuck. And so, like, I wake up at 9 a.m., like, get ready to leave, and then he's like, oh, by the way, I don't really want to go today after all. We'll do it later in the week. I'm like, fuck, okay. So that was a thing. So we end up going. After this, I then have to print out, like, another 3 copies each of 4 papers. It's really fucking stupid. And we go down to Dallas, and basically, here's where the story is going to kind of lose track for a little while. Oh, there's, like, safety down here. Shit, I'm glad I checked. Okay. But yeah, so we don't live very far from Dallas. It's like 20-30 minutes away. But when you're in the city, there's no parking. Like, there is parking, but there's no parking at the actual government buildings. You have to go park somewhere else and then walk there. So we have to find a, there's like a public parking garage, basically. And we've had to go here multiple times before, for, like, name change stuff and just a lot of crap like that. So we're well familiar with this process. And so there's various landmarks down in Dallas, such as the JFK Dumpster Memorial, which is what I call it, because there's this, like, Dallas was where John F. Kennedy was shot, and there's, like, a museum dedicated to him, and there's, like, a big memorial thing and everything. And the memorial, I swear to God, it's like, you know the dumpsters outside of, like, fast food places that have kind of, like, the fence built around them? I swear it's one of those fences, and there's nothing actually in the fence, to my knowledge. I haven't actually looked at it, but I've seen it from afar, and I've seen inside the fence without actually going in it myself, and I don't think there's anything in there. So I just call it the JFK dumpster. So there's that, and then, like, within spitting distance of it, there's a log cabin, and there's a plaque by the log cabin that says what it's for, like what it is commemorating or whatever, but I don't actually remember. But I call it Abraham Lincoln's Pizza Cabin. It's basically just a Homestar joke. And this cabin is located next to a shed that you exit via elevator from the parking garage. So basically, like, to get to the government building, and I don't know what this place is actually called. It's like the Dallas County Courthouse or something. To get there, you need to drive past the JFK dumpster. I like how that was the last one I checked, by the way. You have to drive past the JFK dumpster, go into the underground parking garage, and then take an elevator out of the parking garage into the shed next to Abraham Lincoln's Pizza Cabin, which is where we found the original Dededoo. And the reason I call it that is because, for anybody who doesn't remember, the term Dededoo originated from Martin basically doing a very bad job at making a pigeon noise. Because I made one, I'm just like, and Martin's like, and so the name stuck, but it was never actually used to refer to pigeons at first. It was just kind of a running gag. And oh shit. And so one day going down to Dallas, we come out of the fucking shed, see the pizza cabin, and there's a pigeon walking around, and Martin specifically called it a parking lot Dededoo. Like, witness the, basically like a nature documentary, like, view the parking lot Dededoo in its natural habitat. And so, from that point on, they were just Dededoos. And so, that's like, that specific location was, where the original Dededoo came. Oh, fuck the dynamite. I don't want this ability. I hate this one. Fucking Christ. I'm just trying to put on the hard hat. Anyway, all this is irrelevant. There was no Dededoo there that day. I did see a dove a following day, but this is unimportant. And I also saw the Dededoos socializing in a different parking garage, but this is also irrelevant. So, God, where was I going with this? So yeah, we go down to the courthouse, and have to go through, like, the stupid X-ray and all this shit, metal detector and all this shit, and find the place to go. And so we're like, okay, we got all this paperwork, what do we actually need to turn in? And they're like, okay, you turn in this, fill out this, blah, blah, blah. And then we have to process this, and then you have to turn this in. But you can't turn this in until we process this stuff, and that takes at least a day, so you're gonna have to come back. We're like, what the fuck? Okay. So, we have to come back the next week. I am given a form to sign. I have to sign it in front of a notary, specifically. So I have to, like, go to the bank and do that. And it's like, okay, 1 week later, let's go back to the fucking courthouse. Dumpster, shack, cabin, all this crap. Same thing, same exact process. Go down, take 5 seconds to turn in a fucking paper. And they're like, okay, is it done now? And they're like, no, because now you need to actually appear in front of a judge and, like, basically, like, claim that this is an uncontested divorce, that, like, nobody is asking for anything, blah, blah, blah. And you can't do that until this paper has been processed, and you have to call us back after it's been processed to schedule an appearance, but we're not going to tell you when it is, so just kind of call back in a week or two. So, that's where we are now. It's good. I sure do love government processes. Here's a question. Why the fuck did all this stuff need to be turned in person? Is there no reason it couldn't have just been mailed in? Or, like... Fucking Christ, I hate this level. Okay, let me try. Does this have an ability? No. Does it do anything for me otherwise? No. How about you? Can I fly on you? Yes. However, I can only fly on it in the Takeshi's Challenge style, which I don't particularly want to do. So I'll just have to be careful. But yeah, it's like, can you scan it and email it? No, because that's not secure. Like, official business places don't use email. They have to use fax, because, you know, people have used fax, like, after the 1980s, apparently. But they don't do that either, so even that wouldn't work. We still have to go on... It's just... what the whole thing is fucking stupid. So there's still going to be more of that process involved. I hate my life right now. No! I wanted the damn ice cream. Oh my god. And for the record, I pressed B to try and use the spark to kill that enemy, because I had a feeling there was going to be one, but I apparently wasn't fast enough. So I think that's basically everything with that whole story, other than the fact that during the conversations of scheduling the, like, flight with my mom and everything, there was also a moment of panic, like, wait, which is the plane that's been crashing a lot recently? And I'm like, I don't know. Is that a thing? I haven't heard about anything like that, but I also don't look at the news, so I'm sure it'll probably be fine. And so they have to, like, make sure that they don't schedule me on a flight that they're convinced is going to... Is there any way to dodge these? Yes, you just go slow and be smart. Okay. So yeah, they check on that, and I'm surprised there hasn't been any freaking out over me going to an airport with the whole coronavirus thing, because I've been not taking that very seriously, but I know most other people are. So, yeah, I don't know. Is this spark plus needle? What is this? Yes. I'm gonna have to play through all this again. Also, no, I think I got 2 from that level, didn't I? Okay. Not what I wanted. Okay, so I need fire for this level and spark plus needle for this level. I'm gonna take care of both of those, and then I'll be back in 6 days. Okay, can we break the thing with fireworks? Thankfully, yes. It didn't matter what the ability was, as long as it included fire. As I imagined. So now we can get the thing, immediately leave, and then off-screen and come back with spark and needle. I am very unhappy right now. I went through this whole fucking level with that ability. And there it goes, right in the pit, yeah! I'm assuming there's no needle ability after this point. You have sharp teeth, do you count as needle? No? No, you don't? Can I just end my life? Do I have to seriously play through this fucking level again? Yes? Okay. Thank God. That wasn't that bad, because I was actually paying attention to the game and not just dying in the same pit over and over, but I could have done without having to repeat all of that, because the game just decided to throw my ability in a pit. That was not fun. Alright, so new level with new expectations. Let's make a prediction. I am going to need Fridge Snowman for this level. No, that would be too easy. It's gonna be what is Cutter and Ice? That's Ice Skates. I'm gonna need that one. Actually, no, I'm gonna need the light bulb in this one, aren't I? Because I'm still not sure if there is a if I was just misremembering that section where you have to, like, light up the panels and then cut out the shape of the blocks, because I've seen both of those puzzles individually. Okay. But, I thought there was a part where you had to do them both combined. But I'm probably just misremembering, and, also simpleton membering. I don't know what that is. What is this ability again? Oh yeah, I like this one. I'll stick with this one. It's amazing how I still forget what half of these abilities are. I blame the fact that Cutter and Needle are very similar, and so half the time I forget what each of them is. But anyway, yeah, I pretty much said everything I wanted to say with that previous story, because okay, I could go into ranting on Family Matters and also on Steve Urkel, but no, I could do that, but I really don't want to, because a lot of it is just kind of personal and fuck you, you don't need to know about it. But nah, it's whatever. I'm hoping that the trip will not be as bad as I'm expecting it to be. I don't want it to be super depressing, and I have a feeling that it's going to be, because, you know, like, people getting old, and yeah. So instead, let's talk about herpes. Alright, so there was this one time I had to hug a tree, and that gave me herpes, and then there was a Sullivan wagon that expanded outwards from it, but not in a linear fashion. It expanded north quicker than anywhere else. Okay, now I don't know where I'm going with this. Good. This is a unusual level. This is reminding me of, like, Yoshi's Woolly World for some reason. Which is a game that I have played and completed, but it has been a long time, and I never 100%ed it, and it's not a game that frequently comes up in my thoughts very often. Frequently and very often, one might say. Can I just stall by continuously doing this? Yes. Would there ever been any reason to doing that? Probably not. Ugh. I feel like I'm going to be missing something in this section. It's bound to happen. It's going to be like, what, you didn't think to check behind that random foreground pillar? Well, fuck you, dude. Racist statement. Good boss. Hey, it was a boss that gave me a crystal, and I didn't have to come in with an obscure ability combination. Ah, God, what's this gonna be? Okay, if this is literally just remember the sequence of fruit, I can do that. We've got melon, grapes, orange, and coconut shells. Oh, yeah. So, what? Ow. Melon, grapes, orange. Well, I'm assuming that would be green, purple, orange. Hey, look at that. Now, the only reason, like, my younger self would have probably not looked at that thing and immediately thought green. But, thanks to Yoshi's story ingraining the, like, honeydew melon into my memory, and I think, like, Japan in general just kind of has a thing for those types of melons, I was able to kind of piece that one together. Also, that one could be interpreted as, like, a sesame seed bagel and not an orange. But I think they got the point across pretty well. That actually might have been the other puzzle I was remembering with the light up the room thing, even though that's not at all what that was. Anyone remember Mario's Factory from Mario RPG? No, you don't, because it didn't exist. But no, that was a GameFAQs thread that I read a long time ago of people who had a Mandela effect style thing going on with that game, where in the fourth section of the map with like the seaside town and sunken ship and everything, apparently people remembered there being like an extra plate. Okay, cool. You know, I did try, like, I knew it was gonna fall. Everyone before it fell, and I saw it obviously wobbling. I did try to avoid that. I just didn't do a very good job. But no, like I said, people were apparently remembering some kind of area in that called Mario's Factory that was basically the same as, like, the final screens before you fight Smithy, where it has, like, the conveyor belt in the background and stuff, but it was, like, slightly different. And, I mean, I didn't remember anything like that, mainly because it didn't exist, but I didn't have any false memories of it anyway. I do, however, have false memories of being able to hold L and R on the map screen at the beginning, like when you start a new file on Super Mario World, and then being able to access, like, a cloud level. That's not real. But I think I had a dream about that once when I was, like, 5. And so that's just always kind of a thing that I think of when I see that game. There was also a thing about plugging in a standard controller into the second controller slot when playing Mario Paint, and holding L and R to get access to more drawing tools. I don't know why the hell I was having dreams about Mario Paint as a child, but I did. I like Mario Paint. You can't stop me. I seem to remember also having dreams about some other type of game where there was, like, a hidden button combination. Like, if you... It wasn't just hold L and R, I don't think. It was... I don't remember the game that it would have been activated in, but I know there was, like, some specific thing you could do that would, like, access a bunch of game demos for, like, other stuff. I think you, like, had access to, like, a full level from the NES Zelda and stuff like that. I don't have any further comments to make on this. I want to get Rock and Spark together. God damn it. Okay, I guess we're not going to. I like how you never know when it's going to be the end of a level, because they always just kind of stop unceremoniously. Every door could be your last, and every last could be your shemp, and every shemp, that was it, just every shemp. Curly fries. That's all I got. Is that the end of the stage? Yes, it is. Alright, well, in a surprising turn of events, we got all four of the crystals pictured here, because, you know, there's 4 of them in every level. We got all 3 of those, so let's move on and see if we can get lucky with this one. My predictions right now: I will miss the first one entirely, I'll find the second one, and the third one will be blocked by some kind of obscure weapon or ability combination. It's going to be like fire and plasma, because, you know, plasma's in this game. No, alright, well, let's see, what's it actually going to be? Because we got a factory setting. It might actually be appropriate to the setting. I'm going to say bomb and Bomb and Needle makes the shuriken. What is Bomb and Cutter? No, Bomb and Cutter is shuriken. What's Bomb and Needle? I don't remember what that one is. I always fucking forget what that one is. I know I've gotten it before, but I'm gonna go for something like that. It could also be Bomb and... Hold on, what's Bomb and Spark? Why did I throw away Spark? I should have kept that. Again, I'm sure I've seen Bomb and Spark. Oh, that's the exploding light bulb. Never mind. Well, there's a crystal down there. Let's see if we can get that. Is the fact that the boxes are kind of like brown and orange? Did I need Needle and Rock? I'm thinking I needed Needle and Rock. And once again, I'm forgetting what that ability is, so it's at the beginning of the stage. We can go back and check. So far, my prediction is incorrect. But, even though it's been... No, this isn't the right stage. Even though it's been proven to be wrong, maybe I can still prove it right using the power of, Nintendo leaks. So how about that new Paper Mario game, and new 2D Metroid, and new Mario Kart, and new Pikmin that we're definitely getting, because leaks. We've obviously, run out of things to say about, like, things that might actually happen. So let's just report on, we interviewed this person who has no connections to Nintendo, and they said they wanted these games. Therefore, this is news. I don't know. I don't really put any faith in any of those articles. I just don't know why they continue to be made. Like, some of those might be true. If they are, then cool. We'll find out when we know that they're true. Okay, what is this ability? Oh yeah, Drill Dozer. Okay. That's... Okay, no, I can shoot that through walls, right? Because I was about to say, how do I use that vertically in the, like, ladder area? But we should be able to make this work. Cool. So, since the first crystal shard in this stage is requiring a specific weapon combination... Why did I call it weapon again? Requiring a specific combination, certainly there's not going to be a second one later in the stage, right? Right? Okay. Good to know that dropping through a platform gives me invincibility frames. Okay, cool. I assessed the situation correctly, and have obtained immortality. Okay, maybe not one of those parts. Or both of those parts. Alright, game's over. Hey, I want there to be a new Banjo game. Can we have a leak that says that that's happening? No, actually, I think there even was one a while ago. I don't actually want there to be a leak that there's a new Banjo game, because that will pretty much prove to me that there won't actually be one. And even if there is, I'd rather be surprised by it. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts demake for the 3DS. Let's go. Even though they don't make 3DS games anymore. But that was the joke, damn it. No, they'll just do a weird crossover between... Oh god. They'll do a crossover between Banjo-Kazooie and Yooka-Laylee where they, like, swap partners. And then don't actually do anything interesting with it. The entire thing will be like, oh, hey, I remember, well, I have a partner who to do this. You're a little different. Oh. I don't know what the fuck that was, but I enjoyed it. That was basically my impression of every, like, crossover episode. Like, I've never actually seen the Futurama Simpsons crossover or the Simpsons Family Guy crossover, but that's what I pretty much imagine those to be. Like, let's get Homer and Fry in the same room. Oh my god, hilarity. Oh, help me! No, okay. I still need to watch Simpsons at some point. I probably never will, but I know that there's, like, maybe 9 seasons that are considered good, so I don't have to watch all, like, 20,000 of them. Alright, so... why is there a hippo in the back? And a fucking back-to-tank? No, I don't actually know what a back-to-tank is. I know it's something from Star Wars. Lando. Lobot. Maroon. Look, I am not gonna fucking practice your pronouns while washing all 5 of my maroon plates. That is my maroon plate washing time. Fuck you. Okay, sorry. So, what are we doing in this level? I'd be on board for some... God damn it. Really? Jumping while holding an ability above your head fucking destroys the ability? That's stupid. You're stupid. I said I wanted the best animal. Girls like swarms of things, right? Featuring Frank Welker as the voice of the parrot. Fish! No, I want burb. No, I said I wanted burb. I want burb. You are not the burb I wanted. I want other burb. Oh my god. Remember when it took me forever to get the fish? Whatever. What the hell? Why is there just... what are these things in the background? Hamster! Hamster! Yes, I know its name is Rick. I don't know the cat's name. I'm gonna call it Gyogui, which is just George spelled wrong. Or no, George spelled wrong is Gyroge. I don't remember what Gyogui is. It might also be George spelled wrong. Crapful Gyroge. I see those colored bars up there. I know exactly what you're telling me. I'm not happy about it one bit. Now I get burb. It didn't last very long, though. Is this boss fight? Can this be considered a boss fight? Guess what I get to come back and get? Cutter and Spark. That's the, like, Darth Maul lightsaber, right? Lobot. X-Acto knife. Custom made to order. You gotta check out my club. It's called Erection. Okay, no, I'll stop with that. Stealing other people's bits. It's what I do best. And by other people, I mean just Vinny, like 90% of the time. Okay, fine. Ugh. Lobot. Why am I still doing it? This isn't even the water temple from Ocarina of Time. I shouldn't be quoting that. Okay, hold on. This is Kirby. I should be quoting John Stamos giving me a blumpkin in the back of my car toilet, but I already quoted that in the Katamari video, so I can't do it again. Alright, are we gonna need another specific ability later? Well, there's Spark. Now that I can't... Can I go backwards with it? Oh god. See, the thing is I actually could, but I would need to also get Cutter. And... I'll grab it. Oh. Grab it anyway. What is this thing? Lobot. Okay. I mean, I kind of expected that to happen, actually, because I was dicking around too much. But, I can still get angry at the game. How dare you say that to my face? With these hands?! Brown bricks, Minecraft. What would it be like brown bricks, Minecraft? Nobody involved knows of the times that you can find yourself inside the land without having to be like a puzzle. I'm just combining everything at this point. I don't give a shit. Ooh, did I miss something up there? Okay, well here's this. Ew! Okay, well I got it. That's all that matters. I got it, and I made a stupid noise. And then I went... Oh. Don't need no instructions to know how to rock. Let's go. Ability that I don't actually want. Yeah. Yeah, it makes me not able to run, yeah. Yeah, slow. Okay. Okay, hold on now. Let's be a smart Carl. This area reminds me of the N64 Smash Bros. Break the targets, or not break the targets, the race to the finish section. Except you're going through it in reverse. And the level ends as quickly as it begun. As usual. As usual. Okay, so... as predicted, we have to backtrack with a specific ability, so let me go grab that lightsaber, and I'll catch you on the bank side. I don't know what that meant. Ah! Halloween. That was it. That's all I got. So let's do whatever this is. And then I guess we go fight a boss, and then we're going to be done with this video. And then I'm going to be done with this game, and then the world. That's it. Robot! Could one describe this as being an pyramid head? I'm assuming I'm supposed to attack those arms. Oh. No use, he's trying to take out the entire foothold. Okay. Now here's the real question. How do I hit it without getting hit myself? Probably by, not using... Oh my god, I can't do that. Well, I'm gonna fucking die. Okay. Let's do this with, without the semen. That's my entire commentary. You can't prove otherwise. Oh. I was not expecting it to do that. But now I know. I learned something today. Alright, now that I has... Oh, cool. Good, I'm glad! Fuck it, not doing this, boss.